Today, we delve into a significant story at the intersection of law, politics, and national integrity. A story demanding our attention as citizens invested in the health of democracy. The spotlight is on former President Donald Trump, seemingly maneuvering for a return to office, while Chief Justice of the United States John Roberts has issued a pointed warning that may reshape American governance. What do you think of Chief Justice Roberts' emphasis on the importance of adhering to Supreme Court decisions in his year-end report? As we approach what could be a tumultuous re-inauguration, the stakes are higher than ever. This discussion extends beyond Trump's ambitions, raising fundamental questions about the relationship between legal frameworks and political leadership during a time of heightened tension and division. Today, we will analyze Chief Justice Roberts' report, exploring its implications for Trump's potential administration, the judiciary, and governance as a whole. This program includes expert opinions, compelling statistics, and stimulating discussions to illuminate this critical topic. If you want to understand the delicate balance between executive power and judicial independence, stay tuned. Key points from Chief Justice Roberts' report. Chief Justice Roberts' remarks come at a pivotal moment in American politics, marked by polarization and uncertainty. He highlighted a troubling trend in political discourse, a growing disregard for the judiciary and its rulings. Although Roberts did not name Trump directly, it's clear his concerns stem from the contentious politics of Trump's previous administration and the policies he seems poised to reintroduce. Roberts stated, "Every administration suffers defeats in the court system. This underscores a fundamental principle. The rule of law must prevail, regardless of political affiliation." As Trump appears poised for a comeback, the message is clear. Respecting judicial authority is essential for a functional democracy. Trump's brand of defiance. Trump has long built his political brand on defiance, often criticizing judges who ruled against him. During his previous term, he famously referred to such judges as so-called judges, undermining their authority among his supporters. This rhetoric fosters skepticism about not just the judiciary, but the structures of civil society itself. When political leaders disparage judicial decisions, it sets a dangerous precedent, threatening the rule of law. In the context of Roberts' remarks, this warning is urgent as Trump unveils a legally questionable policy agenda. This raises critical questions. How will the public and government officials respond to judicial rulings that go against their interests? This is the core of Roberts' caution, addressing the potential erosion of respect for the law. The erosion of judicial respect and authority. Roberts emphasized a crucial point. For decades, court decisions, whether popular or not, have been followed. However, this reality seems to be fraying under rising political tensions and divisive rhetoric. If political leaders suggest that court decisions can be selectively obeyed, what does this imply for the rule of law in the United States? We may be witnessing an unprecedented challenge to judicial authority. Disregarding judges based on political whims undermines the democratic foundation. Robust mechanisms are needed to uphold judicial decisions free from political interference, to preserve the rule of law. Consequences of ignoring judicial rulings. Roberts' report stresses the dire consequences of ignoring judicial rulings. Throughout Trump's presidency, the judiciary has often been at the center of political storms, highlighting the fragility of respect for the law in the face of rising political conflicts. When U.S. District Judge Matthew Kaczmarek overturned FDA approval for the abortion drug mifepristone, many public officials, including Democratic leaders, openly questioned whether they should comply with the ruling. Although the Biden administration ultimately sought relief through the courts, this incident fostered an environment where political actors might advocate for disregarding judicial decisions. This trend poses serious risks, not only to judicial authority, but also to civic stability. In response, President Biden reaffirmed the importance of respecting the judiciary, stating, "We take rulings from the courts seriously and will act accordingly." His emphasis on judicial respect serves as a crucial reminder that regardless of political agendas, Upholding the rule of law is essential for the stability of democratic institutions. Chief Justice John Roberts has also expressed concerns about the growing threats to judicial independence and authority. His reports highlight a troubling increase in threats against judges and courthouse personnel, with data showing these threats have tripled over the past decade. Roberts attributes this alarming trend to inflammatory rhetoric from political leaders who question the legitimacy and impartiality of judges. Such rhetoric risks inciting violence or threats against individuals dedicated to upholding justice. This divisive political climate amplifies the need for leaders, regardless of party affiliation, to recognize the impact of their words on public sentiment and societal norms. Respect for judicial processes remains paramount, even in the face of unpopular decisions. During his year-end address, Roberts thanked Congress for enacting measures that enhance security for judges, ensuring they can operate without fear of intimidation, a critical safeguard for the integrity of the judicial system. Roberts also noted the delicate balance between protecting the judiciary and ensuring public access to information. Critics have raised concerns that efforts to shield judges' private information could infringe on First Amendment rights. This tension highlights the challenge of maintaining transparency while prioritizing security in a democracy that values open discourse. Additionally, Roberts underscored the role of misinformation and disinformation campaigns targeting the judicial system. He emphasized the need for public awareness initiatives to counter damaging narratives spread through misleading channels. Misinformation threatens to undermine the rights of our citizens and the capabilities of our judicial system, Roberts stated, drawing attention to the dangers of digital platforms that amplify discord and erode public trust in essential institutions. These concerns are especially pressing as the country enters another contentious election cycle, which is likely to feature intense legal battles at all levels of government. The judiciary's integrity will be repeatedly tested, raising questions about how to foster a culture of respect for judicial authority amid competing narratives. Among the critical cases the Supreme Court will face in 2025 is the review of a proposed national ban on TikTok, driven by national security concerns. This legislation stems from the app's parent company's ties to China, heightening fears over data privacy and foreign influence. Regarding national security and data privacy breaches, President Biden has endorsed legislation proposing a ban on TikTok unless its ownership is transferred to an American entity. This case serves as a litmus test for governmental authority over technology companies and data regulation in the digital age. The implications of the TikTok case extend beyond a single application, challenging how we govern technology as it becomes increasingly integrated into daily life. It highlights the conflict between national security and individual user rights, representing a broader struggle at the heart of digital governance. The court's ruling will shape future interactions with tech companies, emphasizing the tension between security needs and personal freedoms, transgender rights, medical decisions, and parental authority. Next, we examine a contentious case involving a Tennessee law that bans transgender surgeries and hormone treatments for minors. This lawsuit has the potential to be pivotal in debates about LGBTQ+ rights and protections in the United States. Legal advocates argue that such legislative measures infringe on individual rights, parental authority, and minors' autonomy to make informed health decisions. This case raises profound ethical questions, encompassing legal, personal identity, medical ethics, and parental rights issues. A ruling here could set far-reaching precedents for medical autonomy and civil rights, emphasizing the importance of compassionate, informed, and context-sensitive care. Ghost guns, the challenge of regulation. Another significant case concerns ghost guns, firearms assembled from parts and lacking serial numbers, making them untraceable. The outcome could define governmental authority to regulate this emerging market. The proliferation of ghost guns raises critical public safety questions, balancing the right to bear arms with community security. Advocates for reform argue that stricter regulations are necessary to prevent violence. Courts must navigate the implications for Second Amendment rights and societal safety, striving to balance these competing principles. Age verification and free speech. Equally critical is a Texas law requiring age verification for access to pornography, websites. This case could set a significant precedent in balancing the protection of minors with free speech and online information access. As policymakers confront digital access realities in an era of unprecedented connectivity, the ruling will influence future legislation. Achieving the right balance requires careful consideration of privacy rights, individual freedoms, and vulnerable population protections. Environmental regulations, a critical review. The Supreme Court will also examine the environmental impact. Assessment requirements under the National Environmental Policy Act, NEPA. Decisions in this domain will shape how federal agencies manage environmental oversight and project planning, influencing urban development and climate change policy. With climate change and natural disasters becoming more urgent, these rulings will have significant social and economic implications for infrastructure decisions today and in the future. Reflecting on judicial respect and public trust, these cases offer opportunities to define legal precedents and societal values. As the Supreme Court deliberates, Chief Justice Roberts' emphasis on judicial respect resonates strongly. These decisions will establish foundational legal interpretations and cultural norms. Roberts' report underscores the need for all government branches to prioritize judicial integrity over partisan interests. Respect for the judiciary is essential for maintaining public confidence in the legal system, as unpopular decisions must still uphold the rule of law.